news, everyone? Good to see you all. Nice to see you. Good to meet you. Good to be here. Glad you're all here too, because I learned something about stand-up comedy over the last few years. I learned there's a very fine line between stand-up comedy and mental illness. And it is the audience, actually, so thank you for being here. We've tried doing it alone. It's not quite as fun. And I love comedy, you know, it's an amazing thing, isn't it? I can come up to you all, a complete group of strangers, and I can say absolutely anything I want to in the world. No idea how you'll take it, right? You could love it, you could hate it, who knows? And I can say anything. I can be anything. Like, for example, I'm not even from England, you know? I just think it makes better first impressions, that's all. Yeah, gotcha, fuckers. People treat you nicer when they think you're from England. You guys did it. I felt it. Like, oh, we have a visitor. Sit up straight, make a lot of eye contact. I watch Queen's Gambit, I think they like that. I do it in my everyday life just so people treat me a little nicer, you know? If I need to ask an employee where something is in their store, I use this voice. They look at me like I'm stupid. But if I go up and say, I'm sorry, but do you have this in a large? They're like, oh, do I ever? I didn't know you guys called it a large, too. Right voice, right situation. You know, giving somebody a compliment, I use this voice, especially if it's a lady. Even if it's something simple, like, that shirt looks great on you. That's not what they hear. They hear, oh, yeah, baby. Look at that shirt, that's what I'm talking about. British guys have it easy. They can just walk up and be like, nice tits, love, and even slap them around a little bit. Nobody bats an eye. My wife still thinks I'm British. She has no idea. That's gonna be a fun reveal. Right voice, right situation, you know? There's some voices I just love. Like, I love the Australian accent, you know? Especially if you just hear it out in the wild some way, you know, like at a bar. Just gets me excited, you know? I love it so much, I've decided if I'm ever getting bad news in my life, I want that to come from an Australian guy, you know? Especially if it's like a bad diagnosis from a doctor. I'll get on a 22-hour flight to hear that from an Australian dude. So what sounds better? Hey man, you have stage 4 terminal cancer. Oh, you got fucking cancer, mate. Big bummer. Brutal. Oh, and by the way, your cancer is terminal. It is terminal. Doesn't sound like a disease, it sounds like a water slide in Australia or something, I'll give it a ride. That's what you gotta do. You gotta laugh at the crazy shit in this world, the bad, the good. There's too much stuff to worry about. You'll drive yourself crazy, you know? I had someone come up to me the other day and ask me if I was nervous to get drafted if World War III started. I wasn't even thinking about it. They're like, this Russia-Ukraine stuff still going on. You getting nervous? What if we go to war? Aren't you nervous you could get drafted if we go to war? I was like, no. If I get drafted, you should be nervous. I'm not my country's best and brightest, dude. Like, maybe at some point, but I've been eating Pop-Tarts after midnight for the last 6 years. It goes downhill pretty quick. Like, if I'm getting drafted into a war, we have lost the war. It's over. We have way bigger problems. It's just too much stuff, you know? Just put it in your body. Everyone's drinking these craft beers now like they're water. Who even knows what they're putting in that stuff? Just whatever's on the counter that day, just shoving it in. We don't need these new flavors. And if that is your thing, if you like brewing your own little beer at home as your little side project, you brew it in your basement or your bathtub, whatever you do, stop, okay? We got them all. We don't need your stupid flavor. Hey, new flavor just dropped. You want to try our new blueberry carrot cake stout? Oh, yeah, they said it couldn't be done, but we took a whole carrot cake and we just shoved it into a beer bottle. Who is that for? It's 58% alcohol. I'll try them. So. I'll always try them, you know? I just hate ordering them. They come up with crazy names for the beer. It's like they forget we have to say it out loud at some point in the transaction. Like, I had a craft beer a few weeks ago. The name of the beer was Little Blonde Girl. Yeah, it was uncomfortable to order. Yeah, can I get another Little Blonde Girl? Oh yeah, sure thing, buddy. 12 or 16. Ugh. Do you have an 18 or a 20, like a tall? No. I'll even take a 32 if you got it, just anything. Anything but 12 or 16 for that flavor. Get bigger cups, you sick fucks. What is wrong with you? It's too much. It's too much of everything. Too many craft beer flavors, too many streaming services. It's like back to having cable again, man. I don't know what to do. I've had to reconnect with family members I don't really care for just to get some passwords to save me some money every month. Like, I don't care what my uncle thinks about abortion. He's got the Disney Plus password, so. It's too much, man. Too much technology. Too much stuff with just AI, robots are gonna take over. Good. I want them to. I'm getting ahead of that one. I'm being nice to all my electronics now. I want them to like me, you know? I'm being nice, because most people are jerks to their electronics. You know, like my little sister was having a birthday recently. One of the girls ran up to the Alexa, asked it to play a song. She goes, "Thank you, Alexa." Then one of the moms comes in and goes, "Oh, honey, you don't have to thank Alexa. She's not a real person." Ugh. You're gonna regret that. That is not gonna age very well. I'm nice to all of them, dude. I'm saying please and thank you to Siri. I'm asking ChatGPT if they need anything written for them. You know, you gotta check in. Get ahead of it. I want them to be nice to me when they gain consciousness one day. I don't want to have an attitude. They're gonna have an attitude with the rest of you. You're gonna be like, "Hey, Google." What? What's the weather like out today? Why don't you look out the window yourself, you lazy human filth? That would be fun. It's gonna be fun to watch. Some of you laughed at that voice. Some of you just staring straight through me. Oh, he has the devil inside of him. That's nice. That's good to know. Comes in handy now, though. That's the voice I use on the phone when I get those scammers calling me about my vehicle warranty or some shit. They don't know what to do. Hello. And thank you for calling. Please wait for the next available representative. Para español, primer dos. Your estimated wait time is. They hang up on me now. It's pretty sweet. They don't know what to do. LOL. My wife is fine with me using voices in the bedroom, just not that one. That one's not allowed. I can be British all I want, but if I start going, "Oh yeah, baby, do you like that?" The answer is always no. I'm. All right, you guys, my name's Drew Don. Thank you so much. We'll see you later.
Hey, it's me. Oh, man. So I want to tell you this. The other day, I'm in my apartment, and my back was very ashy. Yes, Montreal, dry for, okay. My back was very ashy, and I couldn't reach the spot I needed to lotion from the top or the bottom. It was so uncomfortable. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to MacGyver this. I go into the kitchen, and I grab a giant bottle of water, right, from the fridge, and I slather cocoa butter on the outside of the bottle of water. Yeah, and then I sling, you see where it's going. I sling it over my shoulder, and I pull it up and down, and I roll it left and right, and I'm like, wow, I need a man. So I tweet about having done that, and then several people replied to my tweet with the same link. It was this item from Amazon. It's just called the lotion applicator, right? And basically, it's just like a giant spatula for lonely people. Like, you put the lotion right there, and it's exactly what I needed, right? I ordered it right away. But as soon as I did, I was like, okay, but how can I delete this from my order history? Because I do not want whatever sad-ass suggestions come along with this purchase, right? Like, customers who bought this also bought, like, rope or whatever. Like, no, I don't need it. I don't need it in my life. And it got me thinking, like, there are plenty of women like me who don't have a partner or a roommate and they need, like, everyday lady stuff done. There should be an app for that. There's an app for everything else, right? And I don't know how to make an app, so if you do, don't you steal my idea. But my idea is, like, a cross between, like, TaskRabbit and Grindr, right? And it's just, you know, and then women would use it when they need help. It'd be like, oh, look, Carlos is 0.2 miles away, and he could come close the clasp on my necklace, right? Or, yeah, you see it. And, or like Dante's down the street, he could zip up my dress. I'm a visionary, you don't get it. You know, but we would vet the people. They wouldn't just be random, we would vet them. And then also maybe there would be like a premium tier for the highly lonely. Because you know what they say, necessity is the mother of prostitution, and is that not how it goes? Mm-hmm. girl I went to school with just started doing porn, which is not a thing I thought you could start doing in your 40s, but I was like, go ahead, girl, if they hiring, get money. And we have a bunch of mutual friends, so when we found out and we watched it, because you have to watch it, right, when someone does porn, like our group chat was just like back and forth. The message was like, oh my God, what happened to her? And why doesn't she love herself? And she needs to get some self-esteem. And I've always thought that was very backwards. Like when people say that people who do porn have low self-esteem, I'm like, what are you talking about? Right? Like, do you know how much self-esteem it takes to be having sex and think, more people need to see this? Like, I have never had that thought. Y'all, I don't even want the other person in the room to see it. I'm shutting off lights, I'm covering mirrors. Hey, wear this blindfold. Like, no, it won't be kinky, just don't look. Speaking of children, I know that when people say they are our future, when people say children are our future, I know that it's meant to inspire us and give us hope for the future. But I'll be honest with you guys, because I don't live here. I keep running into kids that I hope don't make it. It's not your children. But do you know the feeling? Like, I'm not sure every kid is cut out for the future. I was in a pharmacy, and I went up to the register, and there's a young girl, teenage girl, behind the register, and the total of what I bought came to $3.90, $3.90. And I gave her $4. Okay? And then she rang me up, and she looked down in the drawer, and then with a straight face, she said to me, sorry, but we ain't got no dimes. And she was done. That's all she said. She called for the next customer like that was the end of the transaction. Like, I was gonna leave without my change because dimes was the only way you could get to 10. Like, she wasn't a problem solver. And so I took a deep breath and I said, okay, I understand that you ain't got no dimes. I get that. Are there nickels and pennies in your drawer? And I swear to you, she looked back down and was like, yeah, why? And I hope she doesn't make it. That's the whole joke. I didn't. Don't be greedy. I didn't also write a punchline. I hate everyone. I'm in therapy, and I'm a grudge holder. Like, I know that about myself. My therapist would like for me to release some of my grudges, you know what I mean? But I don't want to because they are righteous. I didn't just decide to hate you out of nowhere. You did something to turn me into Black Arya Stark. You understand that? My therapist will say stuff like, Aaron, how would it feel if you unburdened yourself from those grudges? How would you feel if you unburdened? I was like, I don't know, because I'm not burdened. My grudges don't burden me. They motivate me. Sometimes my grudges are the only reason I get out of bed in the morning. Sometimes I'm laying there and that alarm goes off, y'all, and I'm like, nope, can't do it, not today. And then I remember, ooh, another day to hate Jessica, and I hop up and I skip to the kitchen. Honestly, if I thought I could earn a living holding grudges, I might quit comedy. And like, I'm serious, I love this, but I love that more. I might quit comedy. I would go rent me out some office space, open up my own little grudgery. Just sit in there every day and just hold on to them from 9 to 5. I probably wouldn't even take lunch breaks because the hate would fill me up on the inside. I would take over other people's grudges. You know what I mean? Like, I got that much bandwidth. Come into my grudgery, tell me the backstory. I hate who you hate for you. What did Becca do to us? Saw a commercial the other day for a vaccine for shingles. Yeah, and there was a guy in the commercial, and he goes, when I had shingles, it felt like there was a bag of hot coals on my back. He said I had a nasty oozing rash. I wouldn't wish shingles on my worst enemy. And I said, why not? You suck at enemying. Yeah, because I know, now that I know what shingles feels like, I wish it on people all the time. Like, sometimes it's the last thing I do before I go to bed. I get down on my knees and I'm like, now I'll lay me down to sleep. Give all these hoes shingles, amen. Yeah. That's how I pray. Yeah, because I'm Christian. All right, guys, thank you so much. I've been Aaron Jackson. Have a good night.
Thank you. Wow, so exciting. I was so excited I dressed up for you guys, wearing my best jumper. I'm trying to dress for the job I want. Which is an attainable trophy wife. That's what I want to be, just a participation trophy wife, you know? I want guys to look at me and be like, yeah, I could afford that. She's like right in my price range. She'd probably like appreciate a thrift store frock. I do shop at thrift stores a lot. I think it's because I emotionally connect to the clothing, you know, because I know what it's like to feel used. I just look at the shirts, I'm like, I get it. You'll find a home one day. Don't give up hope. You just hang in there. I saw a t-shirt at one that said, I'm a keeper on it. I was like, someone must have disagreed with that. They got rid of you real fast. But I do believe in self-help. I'm doing a lot of it. You know, you got to do it. It's hard if you're self-employed to find the time, right? Because sometimes I'm like, I can't come into work today because I'm working on myself, right? And I'm like, no, today you're working for yourself. And I'm like, no, the reason I work for myself is so I can work on myself whenever I feel like it. I'm like, that's not how this works. You're fired. And I'm like, no, you don't get to fire me whenever you feel like it because I've done all this work on myself, so now I have self-respect. So now I'm going to stand up to myself for myself and say, you better back down. You don't get to just fire me whenever you feel like it. I'm like, well, we're having communication issues. So I hired a life coach. And she sat us down and she was like, I think you need to stop talking to yourself. Which is weird because she was also me. Anyway, I wasn't going to tell you guys this, but my dad's here tonight. So, because he died. So, now he's always with me. Right? That's what they say. He is always with you now. He actually is. He's in my necklace because my mom sent some of his ashes, and then some of them fell out of my car. I'm pretty sure there's some left in there. Death's hard to talk about, though, right? It makes people a little uncomfortable. When someone you love dies, people don't know what to say, so they go into platitudes. They'll be like, death is a part of life. Death is a part of life. I'm like, actually, it's really the only part that isn't. You should say death is the opposite of life. That would add up. The other thing people want to do is they want to tell you the person they know who died, right? That's a very common thing. They want to empathize, also make it about themselves, also empathize. That's, you know, that's the human condition. And, but there's no cutoff time frame. So they'll be like, my dad died 47 years ago, so I know exactly what you're going through. And I'm like, I hope it gets easier. Like, I hope it's not the exact same experience in 47 years from now, but thanks, I guess. But then I thought about it. I was like, okay, the two things we all do is we're all born and we all die, right? Those are the two human things we all have in common. The middle is like whatever, but beginning and end are the same. So if we talk about death in that way, I think we should be allowed to talk about birth in that same way, right? So the next time my friend has a baby, I want to be like, oh my God, I know someone who was born once. This is crazy. I have several friends, they were all born. Can you believe it? In fact, I was born 30 years ago. And get this, my dad, he was born once and he died. Which is exactly what's gonna happen to your baby one day. Congratulations. We have so much in common. I do feel a bit behind in life. I'm in my late 30s, early 40s, mid 20s. And it's just a weird time when you're like, what? You know, I haven't done certain things. Like, all my friends do have kids now. Like, can you keep it to yourself? Some of us are barely having sex, okay? No, but I did just get my heart broken for the 15th time by the same guy. Because when someone shows you who they are, say, no, you're not. And just keep trying to date them, right? Or fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 15 times, wow. Impressive. I'm just gonna keep going. But he was successful, and you think, oh, it might be fun to date a successful guy, right? Like a guy with money. The problem is they don't always give you the money, right? Sometimes they just talk about having the money, and you're like, well, can I have some? And they're like, no, but you can watch me have it. And you're like, that's not as fun as giving it to me. And he would show me things he had, like he showed me a house he had in the woods once. He's like, look at my house. And I was like, uh-huh. And he's like, wow, I thought you'd have a bigger reaction. I was like, are you giving me the house? Like, I'll react if you're giving me the house, but I can look at houses that aren't mine all day long. Like, I can go in the mansion section and be like, oh, look at all these houses that aren't mine. I'm not gonna have a reaction. If you want a reaction, give me a house, I'll do whatever you want. Then he would vent about his problems. He'd be like, I don't know if I should spend $2 million on a house or $20,000 a month on an apartment. And I was like, I get it. I totally get it. Because sometimes I'm like, should I cry in my car or my studio apartment? Like, where should I cry? And he's like, I don't know if I should vacation in Paris or Rome. I was like, I get that too, because sometimes I'm like, do you want to pay my rent or date a homeless girl? Who do you want to date? I found out I'm lady years old. I'm officially a lady. I was called a lady. I was getting a smoothie, and the kid behind the counter was like, this is for the lady in that sweater vest over there. That's what I was wearing. And I was like, excuse me, young man, it's a sweater tank top, okay? And second of all, no woman under 78 years old ever wants to be called a lady, okay? We do not appreciate the term. It's quite offensive, frankly. I'd rather be called a whore. I'd rather him be like, this is for the whore in the sweater vest over there. This is for that nice whore. And then I'd be like, thank you, young man. Thank you for showing me the respect I've earned over the years. Now I have confidence. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. That was wonderful. All right, thank you. All right, relax. I'm not used to all that. I'm still working it out in therapy. I need a couple of more sessions before I can accept stuff like that. I've been having fun, man. I was backstage on my favorite app. You know, I was there just swiping on Yelp. I love Yelp. I'm that dude, you know what I'm saying? I discovered it by accident. And I hopped on the Yelp. Oh, I am so good at complaining. In certain circles, I'm a savant. You would say I'm a savant. Yelping is so good. It's so good for your soul. Everybody in here should hop on there. It's fantastic, man. I'm so good at it. The food better be hot. Or fuakata, you get a whole paragraph out of me. Easy. And it's so great because they don't even know it's you. You could be incognito. It has my name on it, Orlando Label, but I got a picture of a white lady on my profile. Yes, with consent. I'm just tricking the algorithm, you know? I'm catfishing them. Because when they read my commentary and see her picture, they're like, she meant that. Yes, we did. You know what I mean? All our comments to the top, every single time, to the top. It's fantastic, man. I went on that journey. I figured out Yelp, so I said, let's figure out the other social medias. And I did. Oh, I figured them all out. I got them all down pat. I'm not playing dumb with you guys. I know how to post and delete and do all that stuff. I'm just talking about the comments. I no longer deal with the comments. I don't need to go into that neighborhood. That's a bad neighborhood. Yeah. It's not a neighborhood you want to be in, right? The comments always start off great. Hey, you were great. You were fantastic. Oh, that's sweet. Hey, tears ran down my face. Oh, that's sweet. And here comes that random dude. Saw you on stage, solid 15 minutes of eating dick. And you're like, no, I did not do that. I did not do that, sir. But I got it right back because I'm a good guy, you know what I'm saying? At least they were wearing condoms. Happy Pride Month. You know what I mean? But I don't do that anymore. I don't do that because I discovered that button that they gave us. They gave us a button a while back ago that most of you have missed out on. I didn't. I noticed it right away. It's the report button. There's a button on the side where you can report people. I report everybody. You say something mean, click, report them. You know what I'm saying? You use too many emojis. I don't know what that means. Click, report them. Your friend starts showing off, felt cute, might delete later. Let me help you out. Click, report her. I report everybody. I'm about that report life. Understand that. That report button is fantastic. It's a fantastic button. The report button, oh my God, try it out. It has a drop menu. It has a drop menu. It asks you, why are you reporting them? Why? And I always click on the same thing. Pornography. Click. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, it's not true, but they have to investigate. You understand me? They have to investigate. And just like that, take a month off, Richard, for being a dick. Take a month off, buddy. I reported my own mother, man. I reported my own mother, man. She gets out of pocket sometimes, you know what I mean? A little bit disrespectful. She doesn't know how to draw the line. You know, long story short, I had a kidney stone. I passed the kidney stone. That's, you know, grown-up stuff, right? And I went back for the results. And they said, the doctor told me, Orlando, here's what's wrong with you. You have too much animal protein in your body already. You're too much of an animal already. You would benefit from a vegetarian lifestyle. She said that to my face with no brakes on. She said that. You know, I got a second opinion. But they told me the same thing. I tell my mother this information. You know, nice little 76-year-old woman. She gets real excited because she's a vegetarian. And then she decided to hop on my public Facebook, on the public one, not on the family one, on the public one, on the Hey Lando one. You understand me? And went on an emoji rant with no breaks. Oh, it started off cute, little prayer hands, right? Little prayer hands. Then she gave me a flying dove. Then she dropped a church on me. And then she went rogue. Eggplant, eggplant, eggplant. I was just like, no, ma, no. I don't want that vegetable nowhere near my mouth. No. Click, report her. You know what I mean? Take a month off, Felicia. Take a month off. My name's Orlando Leyva. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you so much, guys.
Hey. What's up, everybody? Thank you. It's very nice to be here in Montreal. I'm a New Yorker. I'm from New York City. I was, there you go, one person. Yeah, I was born and raised in New York. I remember growing up in New York, I used to think everybody loved New Yorkers. And then I started to travel. And I found out nobody loves New Yorkers. People hate us. We're the enemy. I didn't know that. It's like Al-Qaeda, New Yorkers, Russia, China. That is like the order of hate. I think y'all got us misunderstood. A lot of people think we're rude. Y'all think we're arrogant. I think we're misunderstood. Like, New Yorkers are not rude. It's just we deal with so many weirdos on a daily basis. It's hard for us to care about what the rest of the country cares about. We don't got time to argue. We got to go to work. And now I go on these dates, and women are very sexually empowered on dates, which I love to see women sexually, whatever. Whatever y'all want, I want y'all to get it. I don't like it when y'all try to pretend that you're just as horny as men. And I'm not saying you're not horny. I'm just saying show us a little bit of respect. We've been horny for thousands of years. I got into it with this one girl because she sent me this quote. The quote comes from one of those women you guys look up to. I forgot who it was. It was like Michelle Obama or Cardi B. I forgot. One of those professional, uplifting women. And the quote says, it's a real quote, I'm not making this up. The quote says, a man in a well-tailored suit is to women what women in lingerie are to men. And I was like, that is absolutely not true. She was like, how would you know? You're not a woman. And I was like, yeah, but I've been to a bank before. Plenty of men in well-tailored suits just working at the bank, and business continues as usual. I went to the bank. I did research. I walked in. They thought I was there for a deposit. I said, no, I'm here to watch. I watched the women. When the men in suits came out, I watched them. It was no panic. They didn't look uncomfortable. I never got a news alert about a bunch of horny bitches masturbating at the ATM. I was like, why are they so composed? I thought they was just like us. You're not like us. Do you know what would happen if there are women in lingerie working at the bank? You'd have to know a promoter to get your money. There'd be a small Middle Eastern man selling hookah outside, and a bunch of horny men celebrating their bachelor party at Scotiabank. Even when you think you're being your most perverted, it's never the same as us. Like, I got one friend, she loves men in the military. That's like a go-to thing. But she's embarrassed. I told her, don't worry, nobody cares about that. She don't want to tell people. She's like, look, I know it's perverted, but I just love a man in uniform. I'm like, that's not perverted. I know men that have joined the military because women love a man in uniform. That's perverted. You know how horny you have to be to go fight 6 years in Afghanistan so you could get pussy at an Applebee's one day? That's a different type of horny. But y'all say that and it sounds nice. Women don't say it publicly. Oh, I just love a man in uniform. And it sounds nice. It even sounds romantic because y'all got good PR. Y'all know how to make all y'all perverted stuff sound nice. A man says he loves a woman in uniform. He sounds like a pedophile. It don't matter what the uniform is. Y'all like, shut up, you sick pervert. You're sick. But y'all say it and it's like, oh, she just wants a professional man. That's it. Which is not what they mean at all. It's completely sexual. When a woman says she loves a man in uniform, she's just trying to tell you she wants to sleep with a fireman. That's it. It's like 4 uniforms they care about, the stripper uniforms. Fireman, cop, military, pilot. What about the other uniforms? What about the hibachi chef at the Japanese restaurant? And look, I don't want y'all to leave my show. I know I talk a lot of single stuff up here, but if you happy in your relationship, stay in your relationship, man. Now you're out here dating, you don't even know who you're gonna run into. I dated a girl once for 6 months. 6 months we was dating, and then I found out she had a fiance who she lived with. How crazy is that? I ain't even found out. He found out about me. He called me up. He wanted to fight. I was like, first of all, she broke both of our hearts, okay? We a family now. We need to stick together. You're the only man that knows how I feel. Why are you treating me like this? Men could be so selfish sometimes. You know, he found out he went through a phone where her messages. I had no idea. One night I was home, I was in the shower. I got out the shower. I had 30 missed calls from a phone number. I was just about to call her back, see what she wanted. I get another incoming call from a number. I pick up, and it was a guy on the other end of the phone. He was mad. This is what he said. I said, hello? He was like, yo, is this the little man with the pretty ass eyebrows? I didn't know what to say. I had just got a haircut. He called me off guard. I was like, yeah, this is he. How may I help you? Thank you for noticing, bro. He asked me straight up. He was like, was you sleeping with my fiance? I told him the truth. I was like, I ain't know she had a fiance. Long story short, I get a call from her the next day. I'm thinking she's calling me to apologize. She called me up, no apology. She's mad at me that I told her fiance the truth. Like I was supposed to have her back. And women get upset when you blow up their spot. They try to hurt your feelings. She was like, and by the way, just so you know, sex with you was at best mediocre. And I was like, just so you know, that is the nicest thing anyone's ever said about my sex. I'm me and Larry. Y'all been great. Thank you.
How are you, Montreal? I live in LA. I mean, Jesus, it's crazy there. It's scary. Living in America is very scary as an Australian. I'm from like a small town. I got an Amber Alert the other day on my phone at brunch. You guys know what Amber Alerts are? Yeah, we don't have these in Australia. I'm trying to sit there and enjoy a $28 avocado toast. And my phone's like, kidnapping in progress. I'm like, what am I, fucking Batman? What am I meant to... What's my obligation here? Like, this dude's got a gun, I got a blunt knife. Like, it's not a fair fight. Like, is it like Uber? Can I accept it like a mission? How much does it cost to bring Jessica home? $2,000, I'm fucking in. Homeless people everywhere. That's scary. Sad. America doesn't care. There's just homeless everywhere you go. And one thing I've learned about living in America is you have more chance as a homeless dog than a homeless person. If you're a homeless dog, everyone's like, oh, we got to rescue that dog. Yeah, no one has a rescue person in their life. No rich white women are going to downtown areas in a Range Rover and going, I want that one. Never. But why not? Why not actually care about people more than dogs? We love dogs. My best friend was adopted, and he said this to me. He goes, why is it that everyone adopts dogs, but they won't adopt kids? And I was like, bro, it's all about urgency. That's what it is. Because, mate, what happens, right, to the dog at the shelter if it doesn't get adopted? What do they do to the dog? They kill the dog. Exactly. So that makes you want to go and adopt the dog. So what I'm saying is this. Hey, if we want more kids to find a home, we're going to have to up the stakes a little bit. I'm not saying we kill the kids, but we should infer that we might. I want a TV commercial late at night where a nun pulls a little boy on the screen and she's like, this is Timmy. He likes Jenga and football. And then the countdown clock starts and she just puts a Glock to his head And she's like, he's got 5 hours! You're on the couch with your girlfriend like, ah, fuck, we're getting Timmy. And then when a man gets his heart broken, he'll go to a bar with his friends and he's like, yeah, I've lost the only person I ever felt emotionally and physically connected to, you know? Someone who was my mate and my lover. And I don't know if I ever really find anything like that again anyway. And his friends are like, fuck. Yeah. Yeah, she's probably getting banged by someone else right now, mate. She's top tier. She's never sitting on the show. We didn't know why she was ever with you, to be honest with you. I mean, she's smart, she's funny, you've lost your hair, you're fat. It's all downhill, brother. You can stay at my house tonight if you need a place to crash, but just one night, my wife hates you as well. It's an ick thing. We say one phrase that all men say to just get rid of it. We all go, don't worry, mate, plenty of fish in the sea. Don't you hate that platitude? There's plenty of fish in the sea. It means nothing. It's like walking up to a homeless guy in the streets and going, don't worry, mate, plenty of money in the banks. In there. Hey. I know you have none, but look around. It's everywhere, isn't it? Oh, what's that, a Lamborghini? Look at that. Plenty of houses on Zillow. Get looking. We do that, and our friends just tell us to get having sex immediately. And I was in a long-term relationship. I got out of the relationship and I was like, I'm gonna have some sex. And the game has changed. Like sex, because of porn and culture, is like, it's getting rough out there. One girl said this to me. Came back to my house. This is where I was like, the hookup culture's not for me. She gets on her knees immediately and she looks back at me and she goes, I want you to demean me. I want to be demeaned. I want to be put in my place and told like I'm absolutely nothing. Just demean me. I was like, well, I'm about to have sex with you on sheets I haven't washed in about 6 weeks. So there's Taco Bell wrappers over there. I'm not telling you how to think, but I'd feel pretty demeaned if I was you, to be honest. But I wanted to please her, you know? That's her kink. I was like, I'll do it. I was like, all right, so what do you want? She goes, I just want you to just go for it. Just dirty talk me. So I was like, are you sure? Because I'm pretty good at this. Like, the dick is weak, but the insults are strong. And so I just went for it. I was like, well, Jess, you've always been a disappointment to your family. Your sisters are wonderful people who have accomplished so much, and you've always sort of languished as a mediocrity. You never tried hard, you never applied yourself. You were a hot mess when you were young, and that's fine, but now you're not hot, you're just a mess. And it's not your fault, Jess. There's nothing really wrong with you. It's my problem, you know, because somewhere out there in this world, there's a woman that I was meant to love and build a future with, but I'm too much of a fucking coward to put myself out there and become the man I was meant to be. So, for now, you'll do. So she's crying, right? And she looked back. She was like, I thought you were just gonna say that I'm a slut. And I was like, and you're that too. Yeah. Guys, I'm Amos Gill. Thank you very much. I'll see you again sometime.